Guys, welcome back to the Winter Season Showdowns, where you're watching the European Last Chance bracket. Of course, before we jump into the deciding game between Grubby and Feast, youtube.com/official MLGSC2. If you missed anything, if you missed any game from the Winter Season Showdowns, any best of 3, any of these games that you saw today, if you're just now joining us, it will be available. youtube.com/official MLGSC2 full 1080p HD. And if it's not there, tell me, but I promise they're all there. And of course, if you like the content, subscribing is very good. It's a very good thing to do.
It is.
So
you get updates.
Yes.
When new stuff comes out, or you can choose not to get updates, but you can hit the button anyway.
Yeah.
It's a fun button to press.
It is. It's very fun.
Yeah.
Though not many people know how fun it is until they actually do it. So go hit that button. All right. Shall we go on into Grubby versus Feast? Of course. Again, this is the decider. This is a best of 1 to decide who goes to Dallas, who gets that all expenses paid trip, and it starts now. In the top left-hand location of Akalon Wastes, we have the Protoss player who lost to Damaga in his Winter Season Showdown, but in the second chance bracket, able to take down Titan to advance to this spot. In the red, he is Grubby. His opponent in the bottom right-hand location fell to Rhett in his Winter Season Showdown. But in this last chance bracket, he has been able to defeat Snute and Mana. Can he complete the tournament with a victory and advance to the Winter Championship event? From Team Millennium in the blue, he is Feast.
You know, both these players in their most recent PvPs we've just seen, they both went DT Rush.
Yes.
Are they both going to go DT Rush again? DT Rush, of course, is a very strong build in PvP in Heart of the Swarm. From what I've seen, there's really 3 main builds I've noticed the top players using PvP in Heart of the Swarm. They've been doing DT Rush, fast expansions, and then almost to a lesser extent than those two, opening with airplay, Stargate off of 1 base. These 2 players so far have shown they favored the DT Rush. Will they continue it? Only time will tell, of course. Another thing, some of the people do gateway pressure, then expansion. We saw, I believe it was Titan likes to do that. But playing that build against the T-Rush can be tricky. We saw Mana actually just lost the Feast doing that. Titan against Grubby, he had to delay his expansion because he did get the scout in, but he had to get that Robos to get the Observer. So it doesn't, I mean, it can work. I wouldn't say it's a weaker build, but DT Rush is always a good choice.
We will be keeping a close eye on these 2 gentlemen to find out exactly how they are going to open. Already we have Feast prioritizing that gas. 2 gases already saturated. Grubby a little bit later on his second gas. So Feast is going to have a higher gas income, which means is he more likely to go for that DT Rush, which is pretty gas intensive compared to other opening Protoss builds. Of course, lesser so than in Wings of Liberty, for those of you new to Heart of the Swarm. The Dark Shrine is 100 gas cheaper in Heart of the Swarm, and that is why the build has become so common. And we have a hidden pylon from Mr. Grubby at the bottom side of the map.
I want to say it's going to be a Stargate.
I do too.
I really want to say it's going to be a Stargate. I'm not... I mean, it could be... Normally you don't proxy DTs anymore in PvP because you don't really care. Yeah, there you go. There's a Stargate. And of course, if you build it here, you're most likely going to get the Oracle first. Some people might go Void Ray, but you're pretty much going to go Oracle first. Like 9 times out of 10. Because if you're going to go Phoenixes, you have to wait for a couple to do damage. And because you have to wait a while, there's greater chance they'll find your proxy Stargate and take it out, and then you're in trouble.
What is going on here?
Oh, what is going on? Is he actually going to scout for it? Oh, that's so bad for Grubby. Wait, did he go right by? Did he?
Oh, he definitely saw it.
Okay, yeah. This is so bad for Grubby. I mean, he's got to keep going with the build though. He's kind of dug his pit in the ground.
Oh,
no, he's gonna cancel it, and he's just gonna go for.
I would cancel it and add on 2 Stargates back home. I'm just kidding.
And now he's at a situation where his
gosh.
gateways are not any faster than Feast.
Well,
but Feast has a much better attack. I almost feel like he should have kept the Stargate, but just gone for Phoenix to scout his opponent, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, when you see the DT, you probably want to get Oracle after that for Envision. He's going to go for an expansion build because he has extra money, right? He's taxed later, but he has extra money. But it's going to be so hard to hold this Dark Shrine. But Grubby, of course, very smart player, knows how strong DT rushes are, knows there's a good chance his opponent could do such a build. I expect to see his next money being invested into robotics. His Warpins should be mostly sentries to use up some of that gas bank he has. And also sentries are great for force fields. They can use hallucinations even if your opponent gets an Archon to tank. So I anticipate once he makes warp gates. There we go. Once he makes warp gates, some sentry Warpins. The hard part is he's got to get the force fields. If he doesn't force field his ramp, the DTs will come in and they'll just end the game.
Good news is Grubby spotted the pylon. The bad news is the 3 DTs have already been warped in. Even worse news, this sentry is about to get evaporated.
Oh, they're not even going to slice it. They're just going to walk right past.
No,
he
Grubby.
sees it now. Too late to get the force field off. Oh, this is such a rough spot. You know what he can do, though?
DTs?
If he does everything just right, he might be able to... Okay, he's going to protect the Robo and run probes around in circles.
Yeah.
And this he's not going to instantly die to the DTs here. In fact, if he runs his probes... Oh, running right through the DTs again.
Oh, he's trying to protect the Robo.
I don't think he
the
has to.
The DT's not going to...
Yeah, there's no... Oh, you know what, though? Can't even beat the DTs. He's only got 2 Stalkers.
Well, that's a fantastic point. The Mothership Core can help out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, eventually will, but look at this. Feast crossing the map with another army. Feast gonna go 4 gateways behind this. I don't see any way Grubby can hold. He's gonna have the most perfect time warps, force fields, maybe photon overcharge. Where's that observer?
Back at the mineral line.
Okay. So, oh, and Feast, very intelligent, not gonna waste any time with expansion, going straight for the kill. He's got to hit great force field. If he traps the DTs in a circle.
He can photon overcharge now. Okay, he's laying it down, and that's pretty much what he needs, but still has a lot of units he has to deal with.
He's got to get the probes back to work.
All right, Mothership Core nicking at those Stalkers from above. The photon overcharge doing a significant amount of damage there, but the National Expansion is under fire by 1 DT, 3 Stalkers on the low ground, 1 very low in health. But look at the reinforcements coming forward from Feast. 3 more Stalkers.
I mean, there's no way Grub can hold the Expo. There's no way. I don't even know how he can hold his mate. The thing is his income is so poor because of the probes. If Feast just keeps warping units, as soon as the photon overcharge wears off, he's going to come right back in, and the Mothership Core is not going to have energy for a second photon overcharge.
Feast taking out the National Expansion slowly but surely, adding on more and more units from across the map.
And now he's got a proxy pylon. Doesn't even have to send him from cross traffic anymore. The pylon's right in Grubby's natural. Grubby's pylon's going to go down. Grubby's down by over 20 food. But he's got a sentry. His opponent
has an Archon.
That's true. He's got a... and he can't even really use the wall because some of his units are Zealots.
Right, Feast coming up here, guys. This match is so important, guys. The winner advances to the Winter Championship event. Grubby desperately trying to stay alive, but Feast up 60-27 in supply might be securing his ticket, and he does. Grubby throwing down the GG, and Feast gets that spot at the Winter Championship event, and he is the victor of the last chance qualifier.
France is producing some great players. I mean, everyone knows about Stefano, but Feast now coming through here, bopping heads in this tournament. I mean, he fell to Rhett in his WSS match, but in his last chance qualifier, knocking out 3 in a row, man.
Yeah. Taking
out Snute, taking out Mana, taking out Grubby.
Very impressive run from Feast. Very impressive indeed, of course. If we're talking about that last game a little bit, just scouting the Stargate, it's so huge. Like, Grubby, that was his build. Like, he's proxy Stargate. You're investing so much into that forward tech, and then your opponent scouts it. Great job from Feast, by the way, able to scout it out. You know, the best players will scout everywhere if they feel like something fishy is happening, have great game
star sense.
The star sense.
Talk about, yeah.
Grubby canceled, and then once you cancel, you're setting yourself so far behind as far as, like, your tech is going to be behind pretty much no matter what. Grubby tried to salvage the situation by taking a Nexus, but then the DTs waltzed in, wasn't able to get the force field down, and from there it was game over.
The Nexus was a smart call, though. I mean, Feast happened to go for a 4-gate Dark Templar, but if Feast did like a Dark Templar Expo build, or if he just did his own Expo build, Grubby could have came back in that game against almost any build but the one Feast chose. So if you fall behind by having a proxy scouter or something, you gotta take a small risk. Grubby took it, and unfortunately that small risk, the small way which was risky was the exact thing that Feast was doing. So caught him there unprepared for those DTs, and And Feast played that well from there.
Feast does it. Again, congratulations to Feast getting through the last chance bracket to secure himself a ticket to the Winter Championship event in Dallas, Texas on March 15th. Guys, that concludes this edition of the Winter Season Showdowns. This has been axeltoss and axslav. Remember, 5 p.m. Eastern pretty much every single day at twitch.tv/MLGSE2 is your source for live content from the Winter Season Showdowns. If you miss anything, remember to check out the VODs, youtube.com/official MLGSE2. But signing off for now, we'll see you tomorrow.